Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how to fix the errors that you occasionally see inside of Amazon Fire TV. And what I'm talking about here is if, for instance, it shows invalid date and or if your thumbnail images don't appear, providing though that you have followed what I said in the previous video in relation to the categories. So what you need to do is actually come up here to where it says source MRSS and you see the edit in red. So I'm just going to click on that and then we'll wait for that to load. And then I'll just explain what's inside. Okay, so look here on the left side. These are all the correct settings or mappings of these items. So there's image title, there's media description, there's media publish date, media author, that can be left on none, and media thumbnail and media URL, which essentially is your video link. See if I hover on there, and then there's just one more right at the bottom, which is the category, and this is the category that is going to appear just here. And if I just open up TV Boss Fire, it's going to actually be the first in your list. So let me just log into my own account. And then I'll pick one of my channels. It doesn't really matter which one particularly. Let me see if I can scroll down and find the same one. No, I think it might be in another one, but it doesn't really matter. Right, so if I go into here in the videos, and this one only has one video in, but that's fine. If I then go to the tags section, which of course is what controls the categories that appear inside of Amazon Fire TV. So whatever is the first one here, you do have to have at least one, because that is a mandatory option, but you don't necessarily have to have like 2, 3 or more. But this is the one that's going to appear up here. So I'll just now go through, I think, each of the, well, I think I'll just go through the ones that we tend to find get errors. Okay, so if you have an invalid date, that's normally because this has somehow tripped onto a setting of none. And you can see there's various ones in here, but the only one really that's going to work, and I'll just prove it by, if I pick, say, none, see it immediately recognizes that is not a published date. So it won't let me change it. So if I pick probably that one, it will allow, but that isn't really the date that you probably want. You see it, the page refreshes, and then a few seconds later you can see. So the one that we normally get people to choose, rather than the channel last build date, is the actual publish date. And again, you see it refreshes. Now, the other one that we see issues on sometimes is this thumbnail URL. See, if I, for instance, if I choose this, I think, let's see if what happens when it reloads. So I think this is probably going to load the logo, but let's see. Okay, it doesn't. Yeah, so that's the sort of thing you might see. So if you just change this, oh, it's the actual link. Okay, so I'll just try the others. So you get that and see what happens when it refreshes. Okay, so you can see it only really works on you know, the right one, which is this one that's at the top anyway. So if I just select that, then this should all go back to working again once it refreshes. So really, none of these others you should have to change, but when you come in here, just check that it is as you can see now, and then you should be absolutely fine. So hopefully that helps you with quickly and easily fixing these types of issues if you get them, because I know a couple of you probably just started over again, which, okay, if you've got just a couple of videos, it's maybe not too big a deal. I mean, you can just use that XML link, you know, the one from inside of here. I just scroll up and go back on this sort of step one. Is you can just create the app again in Amazon Creator using this link, and hopefully you can correct it that way. But this is the I think the better or the easier way overall to do it, and I think it's handy to know you know, what you actually need to change. So hopefully you found this useful, and I'll see you in another video soon. Thanks and bye for now.